The movie begins showing a couple. Miriam is the girl's name. For the sake of his business, her husband was concerned. So he wasn't speaking to his wife, Miriam, in a respectful way. Miriam disliked her husband's harsh behavior as well. Now the scene turns to a character of painter, who had come somewhere to stay. He starts painting, reaching home. But he was not able to create the good imagination of what he should paint. He begins to come in rage. All of a sudden, he casts his glance outside. There is Miriam outside, wearing the red dress. She is looking very charming. He is shocked, seeing her. What is this charming girl doing here? He starts to chase her. Then, Miriam's husband comes on the scene. He goes to a money lender. He says, I know I already have to pay your debt. Can you lend me some more money? I need it. I am working on a project. I will return your debt as I get money from there. That money lender says to him, you know it. I kill that person who does not pay his debt. Then Miriam's husband says, yeah, I know. You can take interest on it. Then that money lender pay him a lot of money. And he says, I need my money back on time. On the other side, that painter is seen who had reached Miriam's house while chasing her. Miriam's father was no more, so she is crying, missing her father. Miriam begins to tap a cat. When painter catches her sight, then she seems adorable to her. And he says, she is perfect for my painting. He starts to paint her portrait covertly. But how is it possible that someone is painting Miriam's portrait and she remains ignorant? Glimpsing that painter, she stands at his backside. That painter is afraid, seeing her. Miriam says, did you take permission from me to make my portrait? That painter says, forgive me. I was not getting any idea. You are so charming and your painting will surely be lovely like you. Then, Miriam says, oh, it is the matter. Will you draw a portrait of mine and my father? That artist says, yeah, why not? I will draw the portrait of what you will say to make. Then, Miriam says, I will tell you after, sometimes, asking from my husband. That painter keeps quiet because he had started to like Miriam. And he was unaware that Miriam is married. After this, they both move in the direction of their houses. Miriam asks her husband as night falls, may I draw my portrait? Miriam's husband says to her, you know how much stress that I have, there is already financial problem at house. No, you cannot make your portrait draw. But, Miriam tells him, he wants to draw the portrait with no cost. So Miriam's husband permits her. Miriam is very excited. And she searches for the photo of her father which is torn. But she believes in that painter that he will draw the perfect portrait. Miriam goes to that painter's house as it dawns. There is a photo. Draw my portrait with my father perfectly. Painter says, don't worry. But some days are required to make a complete portrait. Because exemplary portraits are not drawn within a day. So, Miriam used to visit his house daily so that portrait may be completed. One day, Miriam is at the house of that painter. Her husband contacts her but he does not find Miriam at the house. It means that his maidservant receives the call, not Miriam. The maid tells Miriam's husband that Miriam is at the house of the painter. Miriam's husband used to think negatively, so he thinks that Miriam is deceiving him. He moves to his house. But the men of that money lender captures him on the way. To whom he had to pay debt. When they take him to the money lender asks him, when will you pay my debt? Miriam's husband replies, stop. Let me ask while calling to my friend. What is the outcome of that project? Now Miriam's husband calls his friend says, it occurred worst. Our project is not going to work more. Police officers raided and captured our co-workers, coming there. Hearing it, Miriam's husband becomes more upset. That project had failed from which he was hopeful to attain money. Money lender says to Miriam's husband, knowing it, I will kill you. If you had no any belief, so why did you borrow money from me? You will face the dire consequences of it. He begins to dismember his fingers along with it. Miriam's husband stops him and says, forgive me until I return your debt soon. I immediately sell my house. Don't worry. But the biggest problem was this, Miriam was the owner of that house where they were living. It means that Miriam was the owner of that house, and Miriam could not allow to sell her house easily. Miriam's husband begins to think how he can agrees Miriam to sell this house. Contrarily, it is seen that Miriam's portrait with his father was completely drawn. And she was looking very charming. Miriam returns back after hanging it on the wall. It is feeling that someone is detecting her. Then she notices a plate where her cat's cut head had been placed. Seeing it, she is very scared and begins to cry. Because this cat was her pet animal. And there was the deep affection between them. When that painter hears this crying sounds, then he tries to console Miriam, coming to her house and says, nothing happens. Then maid comes there. Then, Miriam says to the painter, people will exaggerate the stories now. Go away before the arrival of my husband. Indeed, there is no relation between us, but people may think negative. Meanwhile, Miriam's husband also approached to the house. Miriam says to her husband, look at it. There is the head of my cat on the table. Now Miriam's husband wanted to get a chance to sell this house in some way. He says to Miriam, I used to say you before. Sell this house. Look, it happened now. This house is surely bewitched. Miriam becomes sentimental on it, saying, how can I sell this house? It belonged to my father. I still sense it as my father is still here. There are his memories. I can never sell this house. He says after being violent, today someone killed your cat. And someone will end us in coming time. You love your life or this old house. Miriam says to him, what is the matter with you? Then Miriam's husband begins to talk negatively. Yeah, I know everything. Because that painter has come here. Your heart will attract this place now. Why will you leave this place? Hearing it, Miriam is shocked. She wasn't like this in the first place. He walks outside after telling it. He calls the money lender and says, my wife is concerned about not selling the house. So, what should I do now? The money lender says to him, you are so innocent. Do you know that you will be the owner of your wife's all property if she dies? Because you are her spouse. Miriam's husband takes interest in this fact. Because he was already wanting to sell this house. He also doubts that his wife is deceiving, conspiring with the painter. So it is better to kill him, he says to the money lender, abduct both of them. Remember, keep me unknown in it. It happens the same as was decided. The men of that money lender abducts Miriam and that painter together. Now Miriam's husband is sleeping at night that he sees the past images. He remembers all the time when he was along with Miriam. He feels guilty that I sent the people to kill my own wife. He instantly calls the money lender and says, kindly dismiss this plan. I don't want to make wife murder. That money lender says, don't worry. I don't kill her. How did that money lender, a decent person? Miriam was the only girl there. All people begin to show their cruelty on them. Miriam had the ability of self-defense. So she comes outside, hitting all the men. Their painter also does the same. They both are going to outside together. As they arrive, the henchman of the moneylender thrust a knife into the painter's stomach. And he falls down there after being wounded. Miriam reaches a place while running from there. It is bridge. She is full of tension. Then she encounters a driving vehicle before her. So she feels satisfaction thinking that she will ask help from them. But how did she know? This vehicle belonged to that money lender. That money lender again seizes her. And he also throws her down from the bridge, stabbing a knife into his stomach. And painter was witnessing all. The painter is very scared. He flees. He says to the police officers, directly going to them, I have witnessed that they have thrown down Miriam from the bridge. Then police ask him, which proof do you possess? Painter says, I am saying you that I have witnessed. Come with me. But police officer don't find their dead body anywhere when they detect going there. They say to the painter, you are telling a lie. You may have killed Miriam while abducting. And you may have hidden her dead body somewhere else. Now it is seen at night that V's husband is sleeping. He goes to the downstairs to examine. Waking up, Miriam's dead cat is walking. And its whole body was blood-stained. And he feels as Miriam's dismembered head has been placed before him. It is nightmare. He used to be afraid in his dream from Miriam. Miriam's ghost is trying to frighten him, approaching there. And the people had started to talk that they have witnessed the ghost of Miriam, which they often witness on the bridge. And it was truth. Miriam's ghost used to stray there. Actually, she wanted to take revenge from that money lender. And she was killing his companions with it. Next day, when all witness the dead body of all people of that money lender. They all are afraid, but that money lender says to his men, I don't believe in soul. Don't be afraid from him. Otherwise you will be unable to perform your any type of task. On the other side, villagers are talking that Miriam's ghost will kill everyone who did bad with her. But painter says, no. Miriam was very good-hearted. She used to treat well if someone ever mistreated her. In the same way, the days continue to pass. And the ghost of Miriam ends all the men of the money lender. Now that money lender had left alone. Now he thinks a plan. He thinks that Miriam's ghost may not kill that painter. He moves to his house so he may dwell in his house. But painter flies into rage when he knows that he is the same Miriam's murderer money lender. He locks him. He had also come to know that Miriam's husband did with Miriam as such in order to be the owner of this house. He shows his aggressiveness to Miriam's husband and says to him, confess your sin. But Miriam's husband never wanted to do as such. Neither he was feeling repentance. He was just concerned with the house. He starts to wound himself and tears his dress. He begins to shout loudly, saying help me, so everyone may think it that painter is attacking him. Then all villagers capture painter, approaching there. But Painter asks them to believe in me. It was Miriam's husband. On his command, moneylender abducted both of us. We escaped from there, but they took the life of Miriam. The villagers say to him, "You are telling a lie." Then Painter brings them into his house. So he make the conversation possible with that man. But that moneylender is also hanging as they reach at house. He had been killed and his body was bleeding. The villagers suspect the Painter, saying you might have killed him. Painter says, "Why did I bring all of you at my house if I had murdered her?" Painter leaves that place without saying anything. Now Miriam's husband demands police that he may be provided security, as that Painter may not assault me. And he makes the availability of security very easily. Now Miriam's ghost begins to frighten him, arriving at night. Then the moneylender master comes to his house. He says to Miriam's husband, "Moneylender had taken money from which he had given to you. Return my money immediately if he has not been more. Otherwise I will also kill you along with your mother." Miriam's ghost also used to frighten him. So he is very disturbed. He goes to edge with a priest where Miriam had met her fate, taking a priest with him. So there may be got rid from Miriam's soul. But nothing is affecting on Miriam, spirit. Proest leaves that place. An accompanied man with Miriam, husband begins to shoot her. But Miriam slashes his neck, taking his dagger. Miriam's husband is very frightened, witnessing this sight. Miriam's ghost moves to her husband, then her frightened husband begins to apologize from her. Then that Painter comes there and he says to Miriam, he says to Miriam, "I know that you are not dead. You are alive. I have also detected that place where you are living. Where you had planned to murder all of them. It is your right to do and I am not against it. But reveal to your husband that there was nothing between us." That Painter begins to say to Miriam's husband, "It was wrong what you did. Miriam used to compliment you all the time, and she did not take any action without your permission." Hearing it, Miriam's husband feels very bad. He starts to apologize, Miriam, and says, "I did a blunder. I felt repentance later, but it was late." They both embrace each other. And a man attacks on the head of the Painter, coming from the backside. Painter falls down, but Miriam kills that man, turning back, who had attacked Painter. Then she moves to him to check either he is alright or not. Then Miriam's husband comes from the backside and he stabs that dagger into Miriam. She is badly wounded because of this. Miriam's husband says to her that he apologizes, "Miriam, I had to do it to take the house. I have to pay the debt." At last, Miriam is killed here. Painter lifts her dead body. He flows her dead body into the water. He says to police, "I killed Miriam while going there." Because he did not want to live alone. He spends his remaining life in the prison. On the other side, it is seen that house is under the ownership of the money launderer's master. Because Miriam's mother had to pay of his debt. At the end of the day, it's clear that Miriam was exaggerating the scenario at first. Miriam is now a ghost. She also murdered the head of a money lender. He also wants to murder all of the evil people who have wronged her. And the movie ends on this scene.